ends the Cypher. Prepare for another all night.
On the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
That was Danica Patrick talking about leading for 2 whole laps today in the Daytona 500. She wound up finishing 8th in that.
You know, let me just say this. I don't want to hear Danica Patrick's name until she wins something. I'm not overly impressed with the conversation of a woman driving a car with all men.
But you know that's the big deal. That's
but I know,
why
but that is
yeah.
the only big deal. That is the only big deal.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
I might be more impressed if Tink Tink was driving. I don't know. I'm just to the point where here's my thing. Danica Patrick has been doing this long enough to have won something of relevance. So the conversation about her being in a race and leading 2 whole laps, that's like the whole tortoise and the hare conversation. You know, the hare takes a nap under the tree and the tortoise manages to get ahead, but as soon as the hare jumps back on the road, he's back in the lead again. I mean, who cares?
I think I actually watched, after that basketball game went off, I looked at the last 15 laps, I think, of that race. I couldn't believe it. I was having a real redneck moment right there. But I saw the last 15 laps, and she was in 3rd place. She was making a move to try to jump in the. I was like, could she actually pull this off? But she wound up fading in the last 2 laps.
We need to get somebody in NASCAR on the show one day, so I can just kind of ask them the method to the madness because.
Hey, Ty was just in here.
Because, oh, that's right. He could have asked me if he was still here. But because my thing about it is with NASCAR, I know there has to be the whole method to the madness of how you manage to get into position to win the race because they go round and round and round. Oh my God, they go round. And let me just tell you something. That is how people physically go to that event and sit there. I don't know. That is one of the loudest things I've ever heard. My house where I lived in Joliet was more than more than easily 6 to 7 miles. And on a race day, I could stand on my porch and hear vroom, vroom. I'm that far away. So I'm like, when you're sitting at the event, they must wear earplugs or something. They have to. Because if I can hear that on my porch, I can only imagine what it must sound like when you're sitting in the stadium.
Did you all see that big crash, though?
Yeah, they almost had a final destination moment out there.
Man, that was crazy. The engine went into the stands. Well, luckily the gate was right there, but I think about 10 people got hurt.
That's what I mean. They almost had, which final destination was that? Was that 3 or 4, whatever?
I never got past 1 because after that 1, it was good enough.
The first 2 was okay.
There was the one, I think it was 3, where they were at the NASCAR race and stuff went flying to the seats and final destination.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, if you all actually wanted to see a lady winning this weekend, that would be Ronda Rousey.
I was going to bring it up. Ronda Rousey, yes. they do a major event, UFC, on Saturday, right?
Yeah, I saw
Opening
that.
event for UFC. Yeah. I was like, I didn't get to watch it because unfortunately I had to work. So I was like wondering how the turnout was. See, that's what I'm saying. That's a sport where, okay, you want to play with the big boys. So 2 women get in there. Why anybody wants to be punched in the face, I have no idea, but that's not my business. So, but point is, a clear winner comes out of that event. But I think now, maybe for me to get impressed, maybe she needs to be in there with a guy.
I was going to say, some of that stuff she was doing, I wouldn't mind letting her do
shut
it.
Up.
How quick she could put somebody in an arm bar, she might be able to, because she snapped a couple of girls' arms in half.
Ronda is no joke.
No joke.
Ronda, I'll say she represents what she does. So any woman who wants to jump in that arena with you, I will. If you can beat her, I will respect you. Because I've seen her once, and I was like, okay, even I'm not going to pick on her.
Yeah, that was kind of weird sitting there watching that. I'm like, wow.
But you know what I'm saying? It's like, you get. I mean, I understand there's still a difference. I mean, obviously it's women fighting women, men fighting men. But I'm just with the Danica. I'm just over it. I'm so over this with her because she just has been doing this for years and hasn't won anything.
If she was ugly, it wouldn't matter.
See that there's the guy.
But I mean, is that not the truth?
Okay. I'm gonna say something just.
That is the truth.
Okay, I'm just gonna flat out say this. I don't think that Danica Patrick is that great looking for her not win. Here's what I said. I'm not saying she's not attractive. I'm not overly impressed. Now let's say if it was Kate Upton and she was driving that car, I'd be more impressed. Because then I'd say, okay, I can see why you're captivated with it. But to me, she's just an average looking girl who pretty much they doll her up. I mean, money does that for you. Because trust me, if Danica Patrick was an average broad you saw in a bar, you probably wouldn't be overly impressed with her.
No, but
if her and Kate was standing next to her in a bar.
Well, but you can't really go.
Kate and Danica walk into a bar.
You have to judge her more on the GoDaddy commercials more than what she looks like on race day.
And that's
she's a cutie on the commercials to me.
And that's
she's very cute.
That's to me. Them pulling out every part of her possible and let me make you look good to be in that commercial. Absolutely.
Well,
they do the same thing for Kate too. Yeah. They dog Kate up too.
Oh my God, if Kate was in GoDaddy, that would just be whatever.
Be GoDaddy.
Right.
Well, you can't go wrong.
That would be Go Poppy. That would be. But no, I'm not saying I'm just not overly impressed with that. So if that's the only thing that keeps you tuned in, okay, I guess. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's something for the sport. It shows women are involved, and maybe other people will come along. We'll see what happens. She needs to win. I'm just at a point where she needs to win for me. As a woman who says when women want to go toe-to-toe with guys on something, at some point you need to win to me to show how legitimate you really are. That's just how I feel.
There was another interesting moment at Daytona today. I can't believe we're getting Daytona this much run, but 50 Cent was out there.
What happened with that?
He ran up on Erica Andrews. Hopefully we'll see if Malcolm can grab some sound for this, but 50 Cent was out there, and Erin Andrews came up to interview him for Fox. And as he approached, and he went in for the kiss kill. And it was a very uncomfortable thing to watch on TV.
What do you mean? He tried to kiss her?
He kissed her.
Are you serious?
I am dead serious.
I think
I'm going to post it. It's on Deadspin. It's on Deadspin.com. I'm going to post it to the Stats and Stilettos Facebook page. Yes, he kissed. He kissed Erin Andrews.
He likes the blondes because now he went from Chelsea Handler, and now he's trying to hit on Erin Andrews.
I mean, but they don't know each other like that, right? So isn't that kind of crossing the line? Or we don't know that they know each other like that, right?
I don't know.
It was quite comical.
Look awkward.
Did she look surprised? Like, oh.
She looked somewhat grossed out a little bit.
Did he kiss her on the cheek?
Yes. But he was, as he was going in, looked like he was going for the lips, but she gave him the little turn the other cheek, like they say in the Bible. She gave him one of those, and then he landed one right there.
That's interesting because if they don't have that kind of relationship, even if they did, if she was coming to interview him, isn't that kind of crossing a line a little bit, like being unprofessional?
It's 50 Cent. It's 50 Cent. It's not like
not to be funny. Curtis.
It's not like Walter Cronkite or something.
Curtis is not. I mean, from the neck down, he's right. From the neck up, he leaves something to be desired.
But you're saying unprofessional,
and then we're talking about
50 Cent to
we're
be
talking about Erin Andrews. The very much American sweetheart, girl next door.
Now, she's overrated, by the way.
She is very. You took the words right out of my mouth. She's very overrated.
Believe it or not, I don't disagree with that. I agree with you on that. I do. I don't think that she's anything exceptional. I don't.
But that was the moment of the weekend.
But she had Pam sweating bullets, because during the playoffs when they had them both doing sideline reporting, which they've never done before. She made Pam go break out an excessive playoff weave, and I think she gave Pam the sweats for a little bit there.
That terrible helmet she had on.
She fixed it the next game. No, she did.
Did you see the tweet that he also sent out, 50 Cent? The fact that there wasn't no black people at the Daytona 500?
What, he was surprised about that or something?
That's what I'm wondering. Like, you're shocked by that, Mr. Jackson?
Does he have a race team or something? Why was he there?
I don't know. I don't know. 50 be around money. I'll tell you that much.
Well, it's true. He
stays around that green.
Okay, that's probably what it came down to.